Hi, this is Lauren, and this is the second haiku video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to add content to your haiku class. The first thing you need to do is log into Haiku. You do that by going to your district Drive account, which is at drive.google.com, finding the Apps button in the right-hand corner, scrolling down, clicking More, and then finding the Haiku Learning app. When you click on it, your Haiku account is going to pop up, and you need to find the class that you created last time. You do that by clicking on the tab that says My Classes. Since this is a new class that I haven't published yet, I'm going to find it in the Inactive tab, year 2016. I need to scroll to find that class. It was called Haiku Test. All I have to do is click on it and my haiku class will pop up. As you can see, my haiku class is completely blank right now. There's nothing added to it. The only thing I've done is to create my sections and link my rosters. But now I want to add a little bit of content onto my page. You can add lots of different types of content. You can add YouTube videos and PowerPoints and images. But today we're going to keep it simple. We're just going to add some text blocks and some files. So nothing fancy today, it's just the basics. When you log into Haiku, you're going to have one page, and it's called your first page. If you decide you don't like that as a title for your first page, all you have to do is click it, type in whatever title you would like, and press save. As soon as you do that, the title has changed, and you can see the title also changed in the left-hand column. If you decide 2 weeks from now that you don't like that title either, you would just click it, save it, and your title would be saved again. So it's very easy to change. But you can see down here we have these big gray boxes that are empty, just waiting for content to be added. And it's very easy to do. Whenever I want to add content to my haiku page, I just need to click the gray box that says Add Content Block. Once I click it, there are a ton of options, and some of these are fantastic options, but we're just going to keep it easy today, and we're going to add on-page text, files, and Google Docs. The first thing we're going to do is on-page text because it's the easiest. And in order to add text to my page, I just have to click on-page text, and a text editor will come up. I always have to give my text block a title. It's mandatory, so you have to give it a title. If you decide you don't want your title to show on the page, you can always choose to hide it, but I usually just leave it there. And then you have a text editor, a little mini word processor. You can add whatever you want. And you have options just like a typical word processor. You can bold, you can italicize, you can make it big. Whatever you choose to do with it, you can change the font. As soon as you are happy with what you have written, you just need to press the gray Save button at the bottom. And you can see that now I have a content block on my page that includes the text that I wrote. If I'm not happy where this content block is on my page, it's very easy to move around. I just hover over the title bar, and this little arrows, this crossbar of arrows will show up. I just click it and drag it, and I can move this block wherever I want on the page. And that's how you add on-page text. It's very simple. If I decided I wanted to add some files to my page, so maybe I wanted students to be able to access worksheets or my syllabus or something like that, I once again am going to click the box that says Add Content Block. But this time I'm going to choose this option right here that says Files. I always have to give it a title. Having trouble spelling today. I can choose to hide the title if I want, but I don't want to, so I'm just going to press Next. And then it's going to give me two options. I can upload files from my computer, or I can choose files from my Google Drive. If you already have files created in your computer, it's usually easier to just upload them from your computer, but I actually prefer to always upload documents from my Google Drive onto Haiku. I use Google Drive anytime I want to share a document online. And the reason is because Google Drive documents, they are live. So if I upload my syllabus and I realize I made a mistake on it, if I make a change on Google Drive, it's going to make that change automatically in Haiku. I don't have to do anything. If I'm uploading files from my computer and I realize I made a mistake, then I have to come into Haiku, delete the document, re-upload the document. It just takes more work. So whenever I'm sharing something, I choose Google Drive, just because it makes it easier. So I'm going to go ahead and click that option. Once I'm there, it's going to list all of my Google Drive documents, which is way too many to scroll through. So in order to find it more easily, I'm just going to start typing whatever document I'm looking for. As soon as you start typing, it'll start bringing up all your options right here. I'm just going to click the first one, AP World Syllabus, because that's what I'm looking for. I verify that that's the document I want. I have a couple of options. I can do read only, which means that students can read the document. I can choose copy, which forces students to make a copy of the document, or I can allow students to collaborate on the document. Typically, if these are confusing you, copy and collaborate, my suggestion is just to go with the original option to read only. And then I press continue. And now I can see that my block has a title. If I want, I can add some instructions for students. Please review the syllabus. If I scroll down further, I can see that my document has been successfully added to this block. But let's say I actually want students to have access to 2 files. All I have to do is click this gray button that says Add More Files, and I can add something else from my Google Drive. This time I'm going to look for a parent letter. I click it, press continue, and when I scroll down this time, I can see that my syllabus is still there, but now I have a parent letter. If I did want to upload something from my computer, I would just press Add More Files, Upload from my computer. I would choose my file. It's going to take a minute. I'm going to go to my documents. Let's look for a syllabus here. I know I have an old one. I will click whatever document I want to include, press open, and then press upload. So it's easy to upload documents from your Google Drive or your computer. I just prefer to upload documents from my Google Drive because it's easier to edit later if I find out there's a mistake on it. Once you're happy with the documents that you have added to your file, you just press save. And now you can see that I have a document block called Important Documents with all these links that students can click on to access these documents. If a student clicks on it, they will be taken to the syllabus. If a student clicks on this one, a PDF will open up, taking the student to the PDF version of that syllabus. I prefer using Google Drive. I just like it better, but the choice is yours. Okay, so that's how you add, I don't know what happened there, let me reload. That's how you add files onto your page, and that's how you add on-page text. The last thing I want to show you how to do is how to add a Google Doc onto this page. You might be asking, well, hey, I already added a Google Doc onto this page. Why is there another option? If you choose to add a Google Doc from this tab down here, it's going to look different on your page. And the best way for me to describe it is just to show you. So if I choose Google Drive, and I pick from my Google Drive, and let's open up the syllabus again. Press Next. You're going to see that the AP syllabus is actually going to be embedded on my page, so kids can actually read it right on the page. And that's the difference between adding a file, like I did down here. When I add a file, it's just going to have a link. If I add a Google Doc, it's going to add the entire file right on the page for the students to view. So that's just a choice that you get to make. Do you want to add a link to the file, or do you want to add, the actual file where kids can view it on your page? I typically add the links, but I do love to add my slideshows or my PowerPoints using the Google Drive option. So let me show you how that works. If I add content block, I choose from my Google Drive. And this time I'm going to pick, I have a PowerPoint on the Neolithic Revolution. I start typing it, I find it, I press next, and you can see my PowerPoint is now included on my Haiku page. And students can come here and actually click through the PowerPoint right from Haiku, so they don't need to open anything up. So that's how you add some content. We added on-page text. I'm going to go ahead and move this over here so it looks a little nicer. We added important documents, so we added files. I'm going to move that as well. And then we added actual documents onto our page, like the syllabus right here and the PowerPoint right here. Just to review, if you want to add content to your page, all you have to do is press Add Content Block, and then you choose whether you want to add on-page text, files, or actual Google document right onto your Haiku page.